Hello, I'm Martina and welcome to my channel. So today what I thought I would do is a skincare routine, and the reason I'm going to do a skincare routine is not just because I think that my skincare is that great that you need to follow my advice, but because I'm planning in a little bit less than 2 months to do a product review on the LightStim for wrinkles, which is this little device. Basically it's supposed to reduce and eliminate fine lines and wrinkles, restore your skin's youthful appearance, and stimulate the production of collagen and elastin. And what you do is you plug it in and it generates like this red light. I can show you the picture. So it kind of has like a bit of a red light there. And you press it up to your face for about 3 minutes per spot, and it does actually generate a beep beep when it's done. And you kind of hold it up to areas of concern. So for me, it's this area right here. I get some smile lines right under the eyes for 3 minutes, my forehead, and then around my chin area, just because, yeah, I'm getting some lines there. So yeah, I've been using this for about a week now, and they say, hey, give it 8 weeks every night before you make your final determination on it. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm a week in, and we'll see. I think I've read other product reviews on this, and people say that if anything, it helps their skincare products work a little better. So to me, even that's really a benefit. If I'm spending money on skincare products and I've got a device that might make it absorb into the skin a little bit better, I would still consider that a desirable result. But I'm gonna wait the 8 weeks before I do a review video on this, and I'll let you know how that works. But I would think naturally, if I'm going to do a product review on that, you're gonna wanna know what I do with my skin in general anyway. So that's kind of why I'm filming this video. I'm in curlers, and I apologize for that, but I figured while my hair is setting would be a great time for me to do this video, because I think I really need to be barefaced. So if I'm going to talk about skincare, it wouldn't make a lot of sense if I have a ton of makeup on. So I don't have any makeup on right now. All I have is my skin serum and moisturizer. So yeah. So let's talk a little bit about my skin. I have combination skin. I'm a little oily around the T-zone, and then I get pretty dry around the edges. I have rosacea, so as you can see, this is not active right now, but there is quite a bit of scarring, and that's the redness there, and redness around in this area. I think it's primarily genetics, because if I look at my father's side of the family, they're all French, and they, you can see rosacea on their skin too. So I think primarily it is definitely hereditary in my case, but also, yes, I love spicy food. I take very hot showers. I enjoy a glass of red wine, and all that will contribute to the redness. I like those things so much that I don't think I'm going to reduce any of that behavior, and therefore this is what I'm stuck with. It's always brewing under the skin. So right now it's not active, but if I do something wrong, such as stay in the sun too long, or use a product on my skin, or don't just take care of my skin very well for a period of time, it'll become active immediately. My skin will let me know when I'm doing something wrong. So I think skincare routine, more than anything, starts from the inside. And so I try to hydrate, water and such, but I will be the first to admit that even though I try, I don't do a great job at hydrating. I always have a glass of water by my side at work. I probably will do 2 or 3 of those a day, and that's just not enough, but I give it a shot. The other thing I think that's very important to your overall health and your skincare is your digestive system. I've tried to cut out meat. I don't eat very much beef, poultry, pork, none of that. I've tried to take it down to a bean and vegetable diet. I haven't cut out all the dairy, and I feel like that might be the next thing for me, but I try not to eat very much meat. So I think, the real estate on your plate is pretty small, and if you've got a hunk of meat on there, you're probably not getting enough vegetables. And that was one of the reasons why I chose to go to a more plant-based diet, is because it forces me to really put vegetables and fruit at the forefront of my diet. And then, of course, from an ethical perspective, you can't really say you love animals and then consume a ton of them. So I try not to do that. But other than that, I'm also taking vitamins. I've been taking vitamins for years. I've kind of switched them out here and there. Right now, I'm on the Mega Foods Women's One Daily. I heard pretty good things online about this. When they tested it, it kind of rang true to their ingredients list. It was actually in the product without a lot of extra additives. So from a review perspective and not spending, let's say, $200 a month on multivitamins, this came up on the top. And so I'm quite pleased with it. It doesn't make you feel sick to your stomach. I like it. And then the other thing that I think is important is probiotics. I've recently jumped on this bandwagon and I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to stick with it or not. But right now I use the Renew Life 50 billion life cultures per capsule ultimate Flora probiotic. And if I forget to take this in the morning, because this is a glass bottle, so I do leave it at home. In fact, both of those bottles are glass. I also keep a Dr. Bragg's apple cider vinegar, organic apple cider vinegar at my desk at work. And I will take a tablespoon of that because it also has some live cultures in there to kind of help with the digestion. So that's kind of important, I think. From there, let's talk a little bit about my cleansing. I do use a Clarisonic, but I only use it about once every 3 to 4 days because I notice when I use it more than that, my skin, my rosacea acts up. So I try not to use it that often, but it's a great exfoliant. I really enjoy doing it. The one thing you need to be careful of, because one thing that's key for your skin is making sure that, you know, you're not putting a lot of, you're not exposing your skin to a lot of bacteria. So when I use my Clarisonic, when I'm done with it, I will actually take the brush off and I will store these items separately because otherwise you're going to build up a ton of bacteria in there. You need it to dry out really well. So make sure that if you have a Clarisonic that you're taking the brush off after every use and storing them, drying them separately. From a cleanser perspective, right now I'm using the Clarisonic Gentle Hydro Cleanser. I don't hate this, but I don't love this. I don't know that I would recommend it. This is at night, so if I'm going to use my Clarisonic, I will use this. During the day, I keep the African black soap, and I'll link the products below, but I use an African black soap in the shower in the morning. It's it comes in a bar form, which is what I'm using right now. That's very exfoliating. It's great for the entire body and your face. And it also comes in a liquid form. The liquid form I feel like is a little bit more gentle on your skin, but it comes in a glass pump. So putting that in your shower is actually a really bad idea. So I'm kind of torn. Right now I'm using the bar. I don't know if I'm going to repurchase the liquid form just from the perspective that it does come in a glass jar. I suppose I could switch the container and that's something I might look into. But yeah, it does an amazing job of just taking your skin down to base level. I can sense that it's really cleaning out the pores, especially in my T-zone. The reason I started using the African black soap is because a couple of people had recommended it online for rosacea-prone skin. Since my skin isn't really active from a rosacea perspective right now, I don't know that it makes a huge difference there, but I ended up just loving the product because it is organic. It feels great on the skin. And I just think it does an overall great job as a cleanser. So I think I purchased mine on Birchbox, but I found it on Amazon as well, which is probably where I will get it from next. So those are my cleansers. When I'm done cleansing, I generally obviously have makeup on still, mascara and such. And so I use the Garnier Micellar water to take any residual makeup off. I love this product. You know, I've been using all kinds of makeup removers, and one thing that I could look for is one that's not going to be super greasy, because I don't want to put this on in the morning under my eyes and then put mascara on and then have it pretty much slide off. This does not do that. I also don't feel like it dries me out. So I would highly recommend this. A lot of people use it to do a full cleanse of their makeup. I don't like that. I really like to use water and some sort of a cleanser. But for removing makeup, this is fantastic, and I absolutely love it and would highly recommend it. And it's just a couple of dollars at your local drugstore, so quite pleased with that. I don't tone very much, but if I do, I use the Organics Zero Oil Toner. It's very nice. It definitely feels tingly. You know, you can sense it really getting into the pores there and cleaning it out. I don't like to strip my skin too much, and I feel like toners do that. But at least once or twice a week, I will put that on my face. Preferably not the same day that I'm doing the Clarisonic. So I try and switch out some of the more harsh pieces in my routine so that it's not all on one day, because that will activate my rosacea. That definitely will do it. Once my skin is cleansed and toned, if I choose to tone, I go in with eye serum, and I do this every morning and night. And what I've been using is the AQ Solutions Eye Serum and the AQ Solutions Active Serum. So this basically goes under your eyes, and this goes all over your skin, neck, and chest area. These are pricey. I was first recommended these products by an esthetician that I went to for my facial. They're pricey, and I'm on my second bottle of the eye serum. I'm still on my first of the active serum face stuff. The problem with this product is that this is $100, this is $150, so that's problem number one. The other problem is that the directions tell you to only put a tiny little bit amount on, you know, just to pump halfway down. Well, the pump won't let you just pump halfway down. You're gonna get a ton of product, especially with this. You really do only need a tiny little bit to cover under the eyes. Unfortunately, a giant glob comes out with this. It's very hard to use the pump sparingly. So I don't know if that's by design to make you purchase more product, but it is a problem. With this one, not so much, because yeah, one pump is probably pretty good to get your face and your chest area. So I feel like it's wasteful, but I'm not ready to give up on it yet, because I don't think I'm done deciding whether it's actually working for me or not. Next, from a moisturizing perspective, I will give the serum a minute or so to kind of sink into my skin, and then I will go in with the Aveda Green Science Eye Cream. It's pretty gentle. The reason I like it is because I can use it even in the morning, and it doesn't kind of adversely affect my mascara, so it's not super greasy. And it is supposed to be firming. I'm about halfway done with the first jar, and I don't have a decision on it yet. But one thing I do like is that it doesn't mess with my makeup, so I like that. On my T-zone, where I tend to get a little bit oily, I use the Aveda Botanical Kinetics. So that's a face cream. I'm about halfway done with that. Again, I'm not decided on whether it's an amazing moisturizer or not, but it isn't super greasy, so I kind of like it on my T-zone. And then on my outer areas here, I will go in with the La Mer Moisturizing Cream. The one thing that surprised me about this is that when I purchased it online, I really wasn't looking at the size. I kind of assumed by the picture and the price of $85 that it was going to be, you know, something on par with this, but not really. This is small. It's 0.5 ounces of product, but it is extremely hydrating. So I feel like if you are sparing with it, then, you know, it will take you some way. The one thing that surprised me when I first opened this thing up to use it was that it smells a lot like your Nivea body cream, you know, just the old-time Nivea body cream that would come in the blue tin. Smells just like that. So, you know, and that's like a couple of dollar product compared to $85. I have been tempted to kind of go online and see if I can't compare the ingredients between the two. Don't know. But this, you know, La Mer is supposed to be a fantastic product, so I'm giving it a shot. It's my first time using it. I do have the La Mer loose powder, and I also have their kind of like their BB cream. Everybody loves the loose powder. I'm not into it that much, so I'm kind of disappointed, but whatever. I'm still willing to give their, you know, their face care products a chance. If I feel like these outer areas are extremely dry, before I put on my primer and makeup, I will go in with a Hydra gel. This is Chanel, but you don't have to use Chanel. You know, Clinique, a lot of skincare brands have some sort of a gel type hydrating, super hydrating moisturizer. So I don't do this every day, but if I feel like I'm having an extra patchy day, I will use it. Hi, Helki. Okay. So that's kind of my daily routine. Next, just some one-off type things. Masks. I can tell you that in the past year, I've tried a lot of masks because I do subscribe to Birchbox and I subscribe to Ipsy. So I'll get sample masks all the time. And the one that has absolutely impressed me the most has been the Glam Glow Flashmud Brightening Treatment. It almost looks like it's got kelp in it. It smells amazing first and foremost, so it's kind of like almost an aromatherapy thing. It's kind of like a clay mask consistency. It's got abrasion to it, so as you wash it off after having it on, so let's say for 15-20 minutes, it actually does exfoliate. But I notice a big difference in my skin right after I put it on. My skin is brightened, more even toned, and it feels calmed. It feels nice. So I was going to purchase the full size in this. It's about $45-50 bucks. But I got distracted when I went to go get my facial, and the esthetician told me, hey, why don't you try this Eminence Rosehip exfoliating mask. It's also a clay type consistency, but it's kind of goopy, and I really don't like the texture. I don't particularly care for the smell, and I don't think it did anything, and it was also $50. So that kind of took me off track of purchasing the Glam Glow, but I'm still going to go and get this because I actually really, really like this, and I feel like it really made a difference. The other thing I've been trying recently is the TonyMoly face masks. It's like a sheet mask that you put on your face for 20 minutes and then take it off. They have them in various kind of effects. You can get them on Amazon. For under $10, you can try like 9 or 10 of them. So I'm only on my second or third one. I don't hate them, but I don't notice a massive difference. So, but if you want to have a little bit of fun and feel like you're pampering yourself, go on Amazon, Google the TonyMoly face mask. I'll link it below. You know, you'll spend 10 bucks and get yourself some interesting masks to put on your face. So that sort of takes me through my skincare routine. So as I go and I continue to use my LightStim, and I do my final review of this product in about 2 months, you'll have an idea of what I do with my face typically. Why did I even purchase the LightStim? Well, I heard Toddy mention it in a video, just a brief mention. So I don't know if she was sponsored. I don't know if she actually uses it or is still using it, because the video is almost a year old, I think now. But it intrigued me, and you know, I kind of sat on it for a couple months, and then I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna buy it and give it a shot. I do have, as you can see, some fine lines on my forehead. You can't tell too much, although yeah, you can see some of the lines under my eyes, but they become extra noticeable when you know, I've had my makeup on for about an hour or two. My makeup really settles into the line, so I'm not too crazy about that. And then again, I do have some smile lines, which become more evident throughout the day, especially if I'm not hydrating enough. So, you know, I'm not super worried about this. I'm 42 years old. It's natural that I'm gonna have some, you know, some wear and tear on my skin. But if I can kind of tone it down a little bit, or, you know, prevent it from getting any worse, then I will. And the other thing about the LightStim is it feels nice. It warms. It isn't hot, but it's warming, so it's kind of a very pampering thing to do right before you go to bed. I'll typically wash my face, put my serums on, and then go lay down with YouTube. I'll watch some Glam Life Guru or Thrift Thick or Kimberly Clark, and I'll go ahead and do the LightStim treatment, and then I'll go ahead and hydrate, and at that point I will go in with this primarily, because I do notice that my skin becomes a little bit dry because it is warm, so obviously a little bit of evaporation occurs on your skin. So you do want to follow up with a good hydrator, and that's why I purchased this, because it is very hydrating. So that's kind of why I'm also sticking with the Active Serum Skin Solutions, because I feel like you know, if it makes it work a little better, you know, I want to give it an extra chance. The LightStim also comes with a serum, but I noticed that the first ingredient in that is water, and I'm like, well, whatever. So this one, the first ingredient is human fibroblast conditioned media. Basically stem cells, but I believe that they're ethically harvested stem cells. So yeah, I wasn't exactly crazy about that when I first read the active ingredient in this, but maybe it'll work. So that's my story. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Again, I apologize for my appearance. The other thing I'll apologize for is, you know, some of these products that I featured are expensive, but you know, that's what I'm playing with right now, so I thought I would do a review of that. I don't have very many drugstore dupes just because I haven't played with those too much. But yeah, the other thing I do want to mention is that I've started getting facials, so I get them once a month. I try and do one that's not necessarily a chemical peel or something, you know, anti-aging, more around keeping my pores clean, you know, and brightening my skin a little bit. So I've been doing that. I'm about to go for my fourth facial, so that's another piece of my skincare routine that you should probably know about. Yes, also when I wash my face, the one thing that is critical is not to expose your skin to a ton of bacteria, as I stated earlier. So I actually keep a large stack of white washcloths, and the only reason I have them is to dry my face after I have cleansed my skin, so that I'm not exposing my skin to, like, let's say my body towel, you know, that might have been wet or that kind of thing, so that, you know, that might have a ton of bacteria built up in it. So yeah, I have a ton of white washcloths. You know, I bought them a huge pack for, like, let's say under $10. You can definitely get them at Target, Walmart, wherever you'll get them. And they can be just very cheap ones. And the reason I buy white is because I do put a tiny bit of bleach in when I wash them, just to make sure that they're really, really clean. So that's what I do. I keep them rolled up in a little drawer, in a little plastic drawer set that I have right next to the sink, so that all I have to do is just grab one and dry off with that. I think that's been working out for me, and I really like that. Okay, so thank you very much. Stay tuned for the video where I do a full review on the LightStim, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.